Yo, what's going on, with people? Welcome back to another Wrestle Purist live stream on Mania week. We got a few things to talk about today. Obviously, the Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor show that was on last night. NXT Stand and Deliver. There's been a couple little tidbits of news as well. But yeah, man, we're here. We're going to be chilling for a little bit before WrestleMania Night 1, and we're just going to be talking graps, man. But yeah, man, that's what we're here to do. First of all, please like, subscribe.
Free black fans.
Yeah, man. Like, subscribe, super chat if you're feeling generous. You know, we got wages to pay. You know, we got to keep the lights on.
That's true.
Always appreciated. But you know, joined by two of the big stars of Wrestle Purist, Big AO, Ibu of Wrestle Purist, back up, man. I'll start with you, AO, though. Big EVP in the game. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I don't know how I did it. You know, nigga was up till like 4 a.m. watching wrestling last night. Woke up at like 9:30. Busted out a workout, nigga. Watched Stand and Deliver. It was mid as hell. Went to the liquor store. Went to the dispensary, nigga. Mad productive. Now I'm ready to hate watch WrestleMania. See,
come on.
if you look at my timeline, right? If you look at my timeline, I ain't really get any shit off on Stand and Deliver. Cause you got it. That's where people mess up, bro. That's where they mess up. They blow their load too early. Pause. You gotta hold it in, bro. Even tonight, I'm not gonna go all in. Cause Cody Rhodes, you want this work tomorrow, nigga. Cody, I got something for you tomorrow. but you know, we're gonna have fun. So, you know, if you wanna see a whole bunch of niggatry on your timeline, just make sure you tap in, turn my post notifications on for Mania. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man. Ibu, back up, man. You're not going to be hating on Cody tomorrow, but how are you doing?
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Yeah, man.
Salam.
Yeah, man. I'm in the building. You feel me? I'm in the building tonight and tomorrow, and I've watched an unhealthy amount of professional wrestling in the last couple of days.
Facts.
Don't really know how I've done it. A lot of it good. Another big amount of it not so good. But I watched a lot of it, and didn't sleep much either. Like, when I think about how I pulled off what I just did, Monty, since yesterday, it's kind of crazy because I got off work late, right? Watched Supercard of Honor until like around 4 a.m, knocked out, didn't even finish the show. Woke up maybe 4 hours later, finished the show, watched it. I watched SmackDown, and then I wanted to go back to sleep, couldn't fall asleep, went straight to the NXT. So it's been real hectic, and that's not even counting all the independent shows I saw.
Why did you watch SmackDown? Oh, the Cody go home angle.
Yeah,
I mean, I would have just skipped to that and skipped everything else.
Well, realistically, the thing about SmackDown is you can watch the show in like 40 minutes because it's a lot of video packages, and there's shit I didn't care about that I skipped to. So I just watched the LWO angle, the Cody stuff, and there was a Montez Gable 4-way match with 2 other guys. But yeah, man, I'm ready to talk about all the shows from last night. I liked a lot of what I saw, you know what I mean? Since yesterday. So I'm looking forward to talking about that and previewing WrestleMania.
Yeah, man, there's a lot going on, really. So much wrestling, bro. Like you said, it. Like, some of it is, it's not the best, but so all these shows. You see, like, I think I might have said it on a podcast the other day, bro. But all these shows, man, it's like there's always at least 1 or 2 matches on every card that I'm like legitimately interested in and want to watch.
Yeah.
But it's like it's the other 8 matches on the card, and like over here especially, like most of these cards are starting at 1 a.m, 4 a.m in the morning. Some of them this week, and it's just like, bro. It's like you're fighting to stay through this card, you know what I mean?
Right.
It can be brutal. So
yeah,
I'll just leave it to the next day and pick out the good parts, you know what I'm saying? So,
Have you seen Impact New Japan yet?
No, I there's no strong recommendations.
No,
there really is. There's the tag matches is pretty good, but besides that, you don't need to watch that show, bro.
I've had like 3 or 4 friends like message me and be like, yeah, the New Japan stars all pretty much found it in, you know.
Yeah,
no, really, bro, they literally the New Japan stars literally use this as like a free trip to LA. They was like, you're buying the tickets, right? I was like, oh yeah, we'll fly you out, Kenta. I was like, I bet. Kenta's not worried about wrestling, bro. He's fucking on Instagram models.
It's hilarious, to be honest with you, Monty. I actually really want you to watch Kenta versus Minoru Suzuki, because it's one of the funniest matches of Mania weekend. I wouldn't even go 2 stars on it. And I was pumping my fists at just how much Kenta was dogging it. you know. So
Bro, he's an artist when it comes to that.
It was
Son, nobody phones it in like my goat Kenta, bro. Like,
Yeah.
nobody says, "Yo, I'm taking a night off tonight." Like Kenta.
bro,
Like Tanahashi thinks he's on his level, you know.
Naito is up there,
Sonata,
but
Naito, yeah, he's up there too.
Kenta's
But Kenta's in a
too
different
prolific,
bro,
bro.
t-shirt, you know what t-shirt Naito is? That's like when Harden would weirdly take only like 7 shot attempts in the game, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, what are you
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. Let's let's start with a little bit of news that we got, man, because it's sort of the first thing in the title and shit.
Right.
So PW Insider on the Elite side of their website last night, they reported that Drew McIntyre's deal is up within the year, and basically, as it stands, the two sides are not close on agreeing a deal right now. Obviously, very interesting, but it also could be very uninteresting, and he could just sign when he gets closer to his contract coming up, and it's just nothing. But on the other end of it, he could. It could get really interesting. Obviously, he's one of the big stars of the business,
Yeah.
former world champion. Obviously, he's competing for the Intercontinental title. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
So yeah, man, big.
All the
big
good matches are tomorrow. What the fuck?
All the serious main event type matches are tomorrow. The ones that are going to get a lot of time and are trying to be Fed Match of the Year candidates and shit. You know.
You know what popped me? I tweeted when they released the cards that they on the Wrestle Purist account as well. But I thought the cards were pretty well balanced the way that they selected the matches for them, and then it just made me laugh because there was literally like there was a lot of people who were like, "Nah, night one's so much better," than there was a few people like, "Oh, no, it's all about night two," and it's just like, "Well, there you go, then."
Like, hey man,
proving my point.
if wrestling fans will do something, is argue about shit that don't matter.
Night 2 looks better than night 1.
You stupid basement dwelling incel. Only a jobless obese troll could think that night 1's better than night 2.
bro, Ayo, you know what's funny? During the NXT 5-way today, like as these guys are just kind of going off, right? I just kind of point out like the level of talent on the main roster. And so I just said, I tweeted Baron Corbin, Miz, and Elias are on the main roster, right? And of course, you know, Baron Corbin, Miz, and Elias has found me.
Of course they followed you, bro. You tweet about how much you love Raw every Monday.
The Indie Hartwell tweet as well, bro. I looked at it.
I'm not getting.
I 80 replies. I was like, come on.
Yo,
I knew better.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
I knew better than to say anything on the timeline about Indy Hartwell. Because one, I don't really care. Two, she's sexy as hell, so I don't want her to hate me. But oh my god, bro, like she can't wrestle, son. Putting the belt on her. So if you are always gonna like change champions, what was the point of being like, you know what, Roxanne? We stripped the title from you, but just kidding, you're champion again anyway, and we're gonna put you in this match, and you're jobbing. Like what?
The original plan for Roxanne was to face. What's her face? Tiffany Stratton, right? And a legitimate personal situation happened that caused them to change plans. And then, so to speak, it was a false alarm. And so they last second were just like, okay, we're going to reinsert you in the match. And I think at that point, the decision was already made to just switch titles. And I wouldn't, this is presumption. I wouldn't be surprised if, Big Hunter made the call to call her up. So
if she's not getting called up,
then this is pretty silly.
This is really silly. And honestly, I just wouldn't. And if you were gonna switch champs, I just wouldn't have had her in the match. I would just been like, even if she was ready to go, I would just been like, well, you know.
The thing is, it's invaluable experience to get her out there in front of 8,000 people.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, man, Drew.
Oh yeah, Drew listen.
Oh yeah.
So here's the deal with Drew McIntyre. 36 years old, has spinal stenosis. It wouldn't shock me if, and I don't know this, but it would not shock me if this is a situation where he wants a certain number, and maybe they look at him and they look at his body, and they're just like, do we want to make Drew McIntyre a millionaire? And so, I don't know. I don't know if that's the situation here, but like Fightful added on this report, the current model is to not really work towards extending people until like their deals are close to expiring. And this has until the end of the year, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so who knows? I'm not gonna say it's a non-story. It's something to monitor, while also not immediately being like, "Oh my God, Drew's leaving." And whether he leaves or goes, personally, I think Drew's a very good wrestler with the clock ticking, so to speak. And I'm kind of indifferent on what he does. Like if he stays in WWE, good for him. Like I get it. And if he goes, that'd be something cool to see if he wrestles on the UK Indies and Japan and things like that. So
I don't really want Drew McIntyre. Let me say, Drew McIntyre is an amazing professional wrestler. I don't really want him in AEW, bro. Like I'm not really trying to see him be a pushed act. He got spinal stenosis. His neck is fucked. He's got to see a doctor every month, bro. Like clock's ticking. And the funny thing is, right? Like he's saying that like Drew and WWE are mad far apart on a number. There was a time where Drew was like one of the only main event babyfaces that you could take seriously, bro. And he was one of the niggas that was like, we got to get Cody Rhodes in here. It'll be good for the company. When you bring niggas in like Cody Rhodes, bro, you suddenly become less valuable to the company, bro. So like,
hey, yo, you know what this feels like? You know, in football, a running back on their first rookie deal is just killing themselves, right?
Yeah.
And that's really like the peak of their physical.
400 touches on their rookie deal. And they're cooked.
And then by the time it's time for them to get paid, their body is finished. And so a lot of football teams are just like, that's tough. We'll just
that's tight. Hey man,
we'll just draft
that shit you was doing was cool, but hey man, you cooked. You got any replacement.
Yeah, and so Drew McIntyre burning himself during the doldrums of WWE with no top baby faces, it almost feels like the honorable
in the pandemic.
Yeah, it feels like the honorable thing to do is to be like, yo, thank you. Here's $1 million.
Yeah.
But like the company's standpoint is probably like, hey man, we got Cody now and your neck is toast. So do what you want to do.
This is a pretty random but pretty good point as well. So imagine how Drew would look in the locker room.
Oh no, he'd be huge, bro. He'd be a monster in AEW.
He would literally be bigger than almost all of the pseudo big men in AEW.
He would make Wardlow look like a little boy.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro,
he's taller than Lance Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
That's
boy,
crazy.
bro. He's a big boy, Drew is, mate. Anyway, a couple of super chats before we continue. Average Limp Biscuit Enjoyer, £4.99. Appreciate you very much as always. Trust the Process 34, $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you. One bold mania prediction from each of you guys. Is Bianca retaining bold?
I don't think she's losing either. I think she's beating Asuka.
All right, so as a nigga who doesn't watch weekly Fed television, why do y'all think this? Because people will turn on Bianca why would they do that to her, bro? And why would they do that to Asuka?
Because they didn't hard sell the match enough for me to think the belt is changing. It just feels like they're like, we're going to give you someone strong enough to make it Mania worthy. I could be wrong.
Don't do that, bro.
I think Bianca's winning. I think Bianca.
That would be awful for Bianca, bro. Like,
I think you're overestimating how bad it could be for her because I think because the stories lacked pretty much just depth, to be honest, and Asuka's been the one who's kind of leaned here if either of them has, you know.
And that's not because if y'all don't know, Bianca's my second favorite women's wrestler, like a lot.
Yeah,
I love Bianca. It's just like I see the tides turning on her on Twitter, bro. The drones are turning against my queen, bro. And I'm not going to stand for it. They're really starting to get nasty towards her. So,
you know what I hate about it? So many wrestling fans are so bad at discerning what is a talent just not being good and what is the company not doing right by them. And in the case of Bianca, it's like she's not particularly interesting on television right now, but that's also because they're not writing anything for her to do that's particularly interesting.
Yeah, I know.
So it's just I don't know how you see that. And my reaction to the Bianca stuff is just yo, give her some interesting shit to do. She's generational. It's not, oh man, Bianca stinks. You know?
100%. AO, you got a bold prediction? I think I know what yours is.
I'm gonna say mine. Go ahead.
Jamie Scissorhands is pulling up tonight.
Wow.
Jamie Scissorhands. Or not tonight. Tonight or tomorrow night.
I got a bold one that I think is really going to happen. I think that the Ricochet Braun Strowman versus Street Profits versus Viking Raiders versus Alpha Academy match is going to be one of the best matches in between both nights of WrestleMania.
I don't think that's a bold prediction. You look at the workers in that match. It has the possibility
to be better than a lot of the matches on both sides.
I think it'll be better than all of the matches.
I want to get this one. I want to get this one out as well, so I've got it on record. I think Big E is going to be there. I think Big E is going to be on one of the nights on screen.
I'll tell you this, and this doesn't mean much at all because it's Mania, but Biggie's there today. Like he's there in the
I
building.
mean, but he was also at the Rumble.
He wasn't.
Yeah, he's around. It's Big E, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he's around. People love having him around, you know.
And plus, he's been doing the like the fan
Ambassador
shit.
stuff.
Yeah, the ambassador. He's been doing like the fan events and shit. So like he's gonna be around, like whether he's cleared or not cleared. You know, shout out to my nigga.
I'll tell you what.
Big
You know
E,
what? I'll throw this out the bag. I guess you know they were gonna do a New Day angle with LA Knight tonight. Yeah, but that was before Kofi broke his leg.
I wonder what.
I always forget that Kofi's fucking hurt, bro.
Yeah,
No, it's not even been that long to be
That
fair,
sucks,
so
man.
that can be forgiven, you know. Anyway, Darren Walker, £5. Appreciate you as always. Can't wait for EB to review NXT Women's Title match from Bodega Britt to Indy winning the title. Yeah, man, we're gonna get to it, bro. Bangers. $2.99. Appreciate it. Is Dom coming out in Eddie's Low Rider tonight?
That would be fire. That would be fire.
Wait. That match is tonight. Eddie and Rey and Dominik.
Yes.
Let's go. Yeah,
Yes. Does that surpass 3.5 stars? And now because of the atmosphere and the heat and all that, the bell to bell work. Do you think it surpasses 3.5?
But the heat makes a match better.
That's what Ayo, listen. If you watch that match on mute, it's not gonna be over 3.5 no matter what. I don't think. But bro, that's the point of WrestleMania is the pageantry and the atmosphere.
Dom's so bad, bro. He's so bad.
Yeah.
Shout out to him for getting this Cholo character over though.
He got it over.
I do have to give him his props for that, bro. That Cholo shit he's doing is over as fuck. But like, he can't wrestle, bro.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Listen, I think this match is gonna be really fun in spite of Dominik not being a good wrestler. And if it's a 4, if this thing is a 4. I'm calling Rey Mysterio the greatest of all time.
I mean, he's in the GOAT conversation.
I'm going high, bro. I'm going high. Before I say over under 3.5 stars, I'm going comfortably over. Bro. I think
comfortably over is crazy.
I'm
going under, and I will be vindicated by the end of the night.
It depends on if Rey wins, to be honest, though. Because if Dom wins,
the people hate fucking Dom, bro. They fucking hate him, bro. There's gonna be 70,000 people every time Rey takes a bump. They're gonna fucking boo the shit out of Dom. Every Rey comeback, they're gonna explode. Like it's just gonna be, and we all know Rey's like the best at that shit.
He's gonna do an emo Three Amigos suplex and shit and get so much heat for it, you know.
Yeah, you know what? Another like feather in like Rey Mysterio's cap, right, for being one of the greatest of all time, is WWE has booked him as an absolute fucking nerd for the last how long?
For a lot of his career.
For a lot of his career, and when his return, he's been pretty much a jobber. And people still love and respect him as a legend. And it's like, yo, that's Rey Mysterio. Like, don't mess with Rey Mysterio, bro. Like, how dare his piece of shit kid treat a living legend like this?
Between WCW and WWE, Rey has been like under pushed to the level of how popular.
He's never been booked properly in his entire life.
For like literally like 80% of his career, he comes into WCW. Way more than half, bro. He was treated well in 1996, 1997, and 2002.
That's fucked, bro.
Like what? It's crazy.
Imagine if Rey Mysterio Jr. was 25, like today, in like AEW, bro. Like, he'd be like the biggest star in the world. I mean, like comparative to like other like AEW talent and shit. But you know what I mean.
I want to make a quick note, Monty. This is why I actually like got like really like sentimental about LWO coming back, because it's like we're in an era now where like the luchadors who are special and exciting, they get their flowers. They get the platform on these Ring of Honor and these indies and AEW to just do their thing, and people know that they're good and they get treated like they're good. Vikingo, Commander, Bandito, the Lucha Brothers, so on and so forth, right? But the luchadors of yesteryear that were so great, right? They come in the 90s. They literally had to get it out the mud and swim upstream. Like LWO was not an all-time stable in terms of what they accomplished. They were literally just a middle finger to Eric Bischoff, and it was a bunch of guys who were ridiculously talented, having to swim upstream with their booking and stuff. And so I think it's cool that in this era now, Rey can resurrect it. The thing that Eddie Guerrero started, his initiative, he can resurrect it against the guy who's trying to fucking cosplay Eddie, It's just really cool and circular and just nice.
What were fans cooking in '98, bro? When like Juventud and Psychosis and Super Crazy was doing like fucking 1090 splashes off the top rope,
and they're not getting pushed.
And they're not getting pushed, and fans are fine with it. And they're like, "Yo, I'm trying to see that Logan, that Hulk Hogan, leg drop, bro. I'm trying to see that big boot, brother. That like 8 million people was tuning in to see that leg drop. Like what?
Monty, the original LWO had Juventud, Psychosis, Rey, Hector Garza, and freaking Eddie Guerrero.
Come on, bro. Like, I get it, son. Like, Hogan was a big star and shit, but like, how? Like, you don't know how the biggest star ever. It's just like you know how he works, bro. Like, why were fans fine with that? And we're just like, we're trying to watch that.
It's a different time, man. It's just like work rate and shit wasn't anywhere near as like important as it is now. Yeah, valued as it is now by fans and even like, within the business, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you had the clique making fun of people for it. You had the National and the whole you fucking Mark. You trying to put on a good match for those fans out there, you Mark ass nigga.
Monty, X-Pac tells a story that like. He got caught with an observer in the locker room, and he got ribbed for like a year. like, you, Mark.
So they saw that nigga reading the Observer, and they gave him a wedgie?
Bro, for real, a different time, man.
That man said, yo, Dave gave me a 4, and they're like, who gives a fuck, gang?
Crying.
Pylons, $5. Shouts out to the new Ring of Honor Pure Champion, the wrestler, Katsuyori Shibata. Absolutely legend.
Shout out to Katsuyori Shibata, man.
Katsuyori Shibata is my favorite modern Japanese wrestler of all time. Absolutely amazing. I'm so happy he's back.
All right.
You know.
We're gonna get into it when we get to Supercard.
Matchfan 84 $199. I've got time to only choose one.
Oh, come on.
Supercard of Honor or NXT. Come on, bro.
It's not even close. It's not close.
And I don't even think the NXT show was bad. Actually, I thought it was actually like pretty.
Yeah, it was a decent little show, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad show at all.
I think on Shawn Michaels, when you graded on a Shawn Michaels scale, the show was pretty. It was decent.
Bro, don't.
But if you no. Compare it to takeovers, or just compare it to the shows that you like in general. Compare it to AEW pay-per-views and takeovers.
No, yeah.
Like, come on, bro. It wasn't a good show. Well, Shawn Michaels.
Not good, but here's the thing, Ayo. Here's the thing. Like, I do take into account that half these people started wrestling like a year ago. You know what I mean? Like, it is just full of developmental, like rookie type. You know, like.
But is that supposed to be my problem? Like, you're telling me to watch this. Well, no, you're putting these people on TV. You're putting these people in front of 8,000 people. So, like, whether they started wrestling, like, yesterday, you put it out there, bro. So, if it's shit, I'm going to call it shit.
Yeah, and that's your prerogative, which is why it's like, people have the right to just not choose to watch that show if they just think, like, I'm not going to watch amateurs wrestle. But, look, to answer your question, Mass Fan, it's obviously Supercard of Honor. I thought that show was great. And that's even with it, in my opinion, not even fully hitting its ceiling. Because I think the ceiling of Supercard of Honor is, like, one of the greatest American shows of all time. And it wasn't that, but it was like tremendous.
Wait, hitting the ceiling compared to the card or the name of, or just being the brand Supercard of Honor?
No, card. Like on paper, I said like if this show.
You're wilding, bro.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Bro, the work surpassed what was on the card, and the card was amazing.
Okay, let me explain. So in a perfect situation, the crowd is better. And Mark
in a
perfect situation, the crowd
there was a couple booking decisions where it's like the match was still good.
Yeah,
it's like Joe versus Mark, what Ibu was about to get to. It's like the perfect example. Like the match was great, it was awesome.
So I get it. Yeah. I get y'all not being okay with Mark jobbing, and I didn't want to see Mark lose either. But the thing is, like, if anybody's earned, like, let it play out. It's Tony Khan, bro. And I know we've said let it play out. We've got burned a couple times recently.
Eddie and Jericho.
Like we've said let it play out. We've gotten burned a couple times recently, but like, come on, bro. Like,
bro.
But no, Monty.
That's you, bro.
Monty. You know Tony Khan is gonna do right by Mark Briscoe. You know he is.
In some way, shape, or form, I do think so. Look, so to me,
so just let it play out, bro.
Ayo, listen.
Is he?
Yo, there's no way.
Listen. Ayo, I'm gonna tell you this. Let me tell you this. I don't look. What I'm saying is Mark Briscoe and Eddie winning would be the best thing for this individual show in a vacuum.
Yes.
As good as it could possibly be in a vacuum, right? And so them losing is a downer, but it's not one of those things where like I'm not yet at the point where I'm like, oh, this hurts Ring of Honor. Like,
I think the Kingston one's a bit different because I kind of get him losing on his first attempt like that.
I never thought he had a chance of winning.
I really thought last night was the time to just give Mark Briscoe his moment. You know,
I agree.
You don't need to put more heat on Joe. Joe isn't going to look any stronger for the win because he's fucking Samoa Joe anyway. It's just like, what I don't know, man.
We're not in the Tony Khan Ring of Honor era anymore, where it was okay. We're getting the pay-per-view. See you in 4 months. Ring of Honor will be back, baby. Like we have weekly TV every week now. So like let him tell a story, bro. Let Joe be a psychotic piece of shit. Let us run a little bit.
What's it called as well? Another weird choice. I don't know. It's not like it was bad, but it took me by surprise. Where is it? Didn't the embassy retain? Didn't they?
Oh yeah. What? I don't know what's going on there because I was told by people that would know that Brian Cage was pretty much like shaking hands and getting ready to get up out of there. Last time he was at TV this Wednesday. And then he retained, son. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, real quick. Can someone in the chat confirm? Someone in the comments said that Fightful said that Tony isn't interested in Jay White. Can someone else corroborate that? If that's if that's true? Like that's an actual thing that was put out.
The last thing on Fightful Select was his Mania Night 1 scoops thread, so there might be a little tidbit in here, I guess. Mm-hmm. But there's not as far as I can see.
I'll give you guys the tidbit on Jay White. The only tidbit I can say is when I ask WWE for things, they either deny or they just get weird. And so, for example, like a month ago, I was like, is Matt Riddle on the card? No. With Jay White, it was just like non-answers. And then the most recent time I asked about Jay White 2 weeks ago, the reply I got was, what do you want me to say about that, man? LOL.
So, Jamie Suzanne's is definitely all entertainment. Jay White is going to WWE. We said it last month. We said it 2 months ago. We said it 3 months ago. It's over, bro. It's over.
As far as the Tony Khan thing, what was mentioned in the live chat, it's not like Sean wasn't like directly reporting that Tony weren't interested. He was just saying, I'll read it. I'll just read it. Fuck it. We've not been given firm answers on Switchblade Jay White. Tony Khan has said that he wouldn't typically want to sign a talent away from his partners. That's just alluding to the comments that Tony's made about not wanting to step on New Japan's toes.
Right. He said the same thing about Mercedes.
It's not like it's Sean has directly spoke to Tony and he's directly said that right now. He's just alluding to what Tony said regarding like New Japan talent. So, and he adds when we asked people if they know if Switchblade would be on WrestleMania, we've been told Mania was written and done a long time ago, but weren't outright told yes or no.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? What show do you want to open with, Monty?
We'll start with Ring of Honor because it happened first, and we've already we've like touched on a couple of things. You know what I mean? So we'll start with. All right, so we had Aussie Open versus Varsity Athletes. Obviously, it's always good to see Aussie Open. We're not going to fucking break that down for anyone. Miyu Yamashita versus Shazza McKenzie.
Wait, we're talking about the ROH TV show? I thought you were talking about Supercard.
I'm going one sec.
You're on the wrong lineup.
I thought those first two matches were like pre-shows. I don't remember watching.
I was
Monty's making me nervous. I ain't watched the TV.
I was like, wait a minute.
You don't watch the TV?
I dropped it. I can't lie to you.
All right, okay.
Oh my god! But you gonna miss an episode of Raw and SmackDown?
I'm off on Mondays.
Oh my god!
Wait.
No, you're so disgusting.
I can explain.
What's up, cuz? You dropped RHTV 3 weeks in, and you watch SmackDown every week. You watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. You watch 3 hours of Monday Night Raw every week.
You can't. You're just gonna have to take. You're just gonna have to take this form.
I have an explanation.
Bro.
I'm off. I'm off Monday.
We
Y'all
see
see
your
what I be
next
talking
day
about?
catch-ups, bro.
Like,
We
come
see
on,
them.
bro. We see them. We see them.
Yo, real quick. A few super chats I just want to quickly blast through. Lestar 499 says, "Hope all you guys are doing great. We
shout
hope
out
the
to
same
the
for you
homie.
and appreciate it."
The better
Just the
monster.
process 34. Just the process 34 499. Appreciate it. When Mania opens with Vince trotting out to the ring just to say welcome to WrestleMania as people bow to him. That's not happening, man. Come on. Have faith.
I mean, if Vince wants it to happen, it will.
No, of course. Ricky 199. Appreciate it. Had fun at dinner last night, Ibu.
Oh shit! I just got a tornado warning. But hold on.
Wait, my man Laz said, "Give back your ROH bootleg DVDs now."
That's a fact.
I'm the only guy in Wrestle Purists that owns Ring of Honor DVDs and Chikara DVDs. I think so. I think I'm the only one.
I don't know. All right. Hold might have a hidden gem.
He said you got a hidden gem.
You never know.
Yeah,
I got some Chikara in this shelf, nigga.
Bro, you literally dropped ROH 3 weeks in, and you watched 3 hours of Monday Night Raw every Monday religiously.
I don't, yo. Actually, I skim and.
Anyway, who paid for dinner last night between you and Ricky Starks?
I didn't.
You paid? You paid?
I did not get dinner with Ricky.
Damn. Wined and dined that nigga, huh?
Showtime.
Shit got steamy, Ibu?
With me and Anna J, nigga. Street
what is going on right now, man? Stop it. Cut it out. Showtime Spurs, $2. Lol Chelsea. Yeah, bro, we're fucked. We're a finished club, man.
I didn't even see that. What happened in the match? I was too busy laughing at Banter Pool.
No, we lost 2-0 to Villa. So.
Oh no.
That's where Chelsea are at these days.
Yo, Stephen A. Smith is on the pre-show.
When did Stephen? Oh, it's because they're in LA.
Oh,
he an attention whore, bro.
He is, bro.
He's like, yo, WWE coming to LA and they cutting the check. Yeah, I'll be there.
You don't even like wrestling like that, bro.
But I'll be there.
He does it with the UFC too, bro. He's like,
it's
the whole thing.
He doesn't know about these sports, bro. Like,
he's just a panel guy. Yeah. But anyway. Jacob Donnelly, $5. Match of the weekend for me so far is Shibata versus you are perfectly booked. Yeah, it was a really great match. We're definitely gonna get to that.
I'm not sure my match of the weekend is yet. I got it.
Mr. Hank 199, appreciate it. His match with Seth was 3.75. This has to be better.
Which match was Seth?
Who we talking about?
This was earlier.
I think so. Oh, he's talking about Dom. Dom? Yeah, he's talking about Dom.
The best Dominik match of all time is his first one with Seth.
I never saw that match, but I heard it was really good.
I like the one that he had recently with Santos. Genuinely, he has so much heat now, and obviously Santos is really good, and it's just like he has so much heat now that he can just kind of have these good TV matches, you know.
Gargano carried him to a 3.25, you know, so on TV 2 weeks ago.
Did he? I don't believe you.
Yes.
Did he?
He did.
It makes y'all feel better that Dom's him now. I'll let y'all have it.
Listen, we know you want it is as well. AO, we know it's going to be short lived. You know what I'm saying? So
how long? What's the shelf life on this? Like realistically,
until Ray pins him.
So I guess I gotta keep the story going. Then
I think it'll be. I think Dom will win this. Then I think Ray will beat him, but not very definitively, and he'll get his heat back on him after the match or something.
I can't lie.
I'm praying that they do hair versus mask.
Because like my thing with Dom Mysterio is, as a nigga who doesn't watch, right? It's all right. Like this program is fire, right? From everybody who gives WWE like a fair chance is saying the program is really good. Mm-hmm. Once Ray pins Dom Mysterio, or once Dom pins Ray, or whenever they part paths like permanently, are people gonna care about Dom Mysterio?
No. And you see reports of Triple H that he wants to give him a big push and make him a star.
Come on,
the heat is literally, how dare you do that to Rey Mysterio?
Your father and Rey Mysterio. He's Rey Mysterio and he's your dad. Like, you know how bad we want Rey Mysterio to be our dad?
And every week he's just like, pipe down. You guys sound like my deadbeat dad. And they're like,
you motherfucker!
Yo, Monty, What if Bad Bunny temporarily joined the Judgment Day, and in Puerto Rico at Backlash, we did LWO versus Judgment Day?
That would be so
No.
nasty. No, you would have to have Bad Bunny as a babyface because Puerto Rico would never boo him ever.
Oh yeah,
you would have to be a babyface.
He's an icon.
Yeah,
Anyway, Henry Charles Albert Davis is back again for 99. Appreciate it. On behalf of the royal family, I'm honored to announce we are officially knighting you.
Bro, first of all, tell your pedophile uncle I said kiss cock. Second of all, I'm Nigerian. I don't want to be knighted by the British royal family. You know how long? I'm not gonna get into it, but fuck the royal family. When the leftists in the UK lift up and take y'all to the gallows, I'm gonna be there no matter what, bro. I'm gonna fly first class.
my man lasted unless he gritties on Ray.
Match fan 84, 199. If Ray signed with AEW in 2019, would he have been a world champ? I don't think so.
I don't think so. But he definitely would have been TNT champ or tag champ.
He would have. There's a chance he would have won every other title.
He would have been a major star. Him and the
Lucha Bros would have won the Trios championships.
Lick Flowley, 499, appreciate it. How soon after winning the belt will fans start turning on corny roads? I don't think they are, man. Like, if you look like the fans on Twitter, that might be a bit different. But like, bro, when you see those live crowds, you see all the signs, you see all the nightmare shirts, and you just like, bro, this guy is the guy. It's just
I give the fans on Twitter before Ebu gives his 15-minute rant on why nobody's ever gonna turn on corny roads and why everybody should have his cock in his mouth. All right, the fans on Twitter will give Cody one pay-per-view cycle, maybe, before they just start bitching and being like, I miss Roman and the show's not any good without Roman, blah 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 blah. The fans in the arenas, I don't know, bro. They might rock with Cody. They might be with Cody in this for the long haul, unless he does some dumb Anthony Go-Go shit again.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm gonna say
the WWE audience would have popped for that feud.
No, they would have loved it. They would have loved it.
That's the thing. It was completely right. And look, I'll tell you this: Cody Rhodes himself straight up said, like, I can't really be heel in WWE because there's mad kids in the crowd. Like, this is a different audience, and they're okay with like my routine. And I'll tell you this, man. And look, you guys know I'm the biggest Cody fan in WrestlePurists, right? I love Cody. Even for me, right? I'm listening to his Go Home promo, right? And I was getting big time, like, kind of like corny principal vibes from him because he's just like, we're in LA, right? Out on bail, first out of jail, California. I'm like, all right, bro, all right, Cody, all right, that was much. Yeah, that was a little much for me. But the crowd is like, he's rapping Tupac.
The thing with Cody is I love Cody Rhodes, right? I think he's extremely talented. But the thing, he wants to be Super Cena, and that's not him, bro. But he's trying to lean into it, and it's to his detriment, son. Like,
I know, man. The loving, bro.
There's a happy medium, son, and he's not at it. The funny
thing is, look, someone said this on a podcast I listened to this week, where it said the gulf between people that enjoy WWE and don't enjoy WWE is wider than it used to be, and frankly, the people that would sour on this just don't watch WWE anymore. So much to the point that I think, honestly, John Cena being Super Cena would have gotten over in today's era.
That would be so nasty. I agree with you. Just because, like, you're not even allowed to say something's bad online as a WWE fan anymore. They would have loved it, son. Like, yeah, bro. Like, they would have loved it. They literally were
like, John Cena's a great promo. He's a great role model. He's having good matches. What more do you want? Stop hating.
This is the man that you're hating on with his 18 million Make-A-Wish visits. How dare you not like his matches?
Meanwhile, John Cena in Chicago in 2007, John would be like, I love all the kids in the arena, but they're like, yo, fuck you, man.
The kids is like, suck a dick, nigga. Like, what the fuck? The kids was fucking.
No. But like I said, I think the live fans, I think they're rocking with him, man. I think they're in it with him.
For a while.
Darren Walker, £2. Any views on the Anna Jay promo on Rampage? I haven't seen it,
I stopped to watch Rampage, bro. I can't wait to see Sammy versus Takeshita. Two of my favorite wrestlers, man. Two real wrestlers, man. But I seen the promo. No lies were told. No lies were told. Shout out to Jungle Boy.
Trust the process. 34,199. Thoughts on what you think Lashley does this weekend?
He is gonna have an open challenge. I don't know who he's facing. I would like it to be Braun Breaker.
I think it might be Bray. I still think it might be Bray, bro.
That would be so nasty.
I know Dave has like said in the most recent newsletter that like Bray's off the show, but I think he's just like going off what we kind of know from before. If you know
Monty,
what I mean.
I agree with you, unfortunately. And the thing is, if Bobby comes out there with a mic and he's like, "Who's gonna fight me?" and all you hear is just like,
the lights will go out.
That would be so nasty.
The crowd will go nuts. That's the thing about it.
Every single person who puts their flashlight up tonight on their phone should feel ashamed of yourself.
Bro, this is how they should have booked the feud.
Yeah, there's no build.
Just no build. When Bobby's just like, do the whole Seth Rollins thing from last year. It's like, I want to make
that would be way better. That would be way better.
You know why?
Even then, if Bobby got spooked by some like spooky brain nonsense, it wouldn't be as bad as him running away every week on television. Because it's just like, I had an off night, caught me off guard, I wasn't expecting it. But I'm not actually afraid of Bray Wyatt. Instead of this nigga like running around.
If you guys peep, Bray Wyatt thrives off being an unseen enigmatic mystery, and that's why he always reinvents himself, because it's like he's out of sight, out of mind. You miss Bray Wyatt. He shows up at a Big 4 pay-per-view. He gets the holy shit chance in his new form. And then, Bray gets stale when he's on TV too much because he gets overexposed. So it's like, literally, Bray not being around and just popping up out of nowhere in the darkness, and like that would get over.
Yeah, and I'm going to drop that Muscle Man dance tweet.
David Michael Harwood, that's Harwood $5. You cheating on me with Ricky, the Harley Bill.
I'm cheating on you with Anna Jay.
I assume that Ricky and Dax were in a polyamorous relationship.
Brandon 199. Ibu, are you main event in Lola Mania? He wishes.
Brandon, I need you to give me the directions on how to do that, and I will absolutely do my best to try.
Shout out to Lola Vice, man.
Yeah, shout out to Lola Vice.
Real wrestler.
Superstar.
Mick Foley 199. Thoughts on Vince's porn stash and dyed hair?
He looks ridiculous. He does look younger though. I will. He was trying to look younger, and he does look younger. Son.
Yeah, he does.
He's bored as hell, bro. That's what he is.
He's in his crib losing his mind. Triple H, you don't have much longer. You're not making it to SummerSlam, and I'm willing to bet a significant amount of money on that.
I think he'll just kind of do more of what he's been doing the past month or so. Just kind of he's just around, and it's just
him being around is gonna give him that itch, baby.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Monty. Maybe this is naive, and I don't want to jinx it. For a while, I was really just like, he's just gonna take Hunter's chair at some point. I'm slowly starting to believe that he's just accepted that my son-in-law is just gonna do the creative part.
You're out of your mind.
With suggestions, with this, his little...
Yeah, so I think it'll be more. I think it'll be more of Triple H with. Then every now and again we'll see like a weird decision, and it'll be like, okay,
Demon's home, pussy.
Yeah,
Demon's home.
So like he's back, but it's just like he's not. I don't think he'll be back in the seat again.
Like Monty, tell you,
he kicking HDH out that chair.
The Final Four of the Andre Battle Royal, like that's not a Vince Final Four. You know what I mean? Because it was the Final Six was Pete Dunne, Gargano, LA Knight, Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, and Lashley. That's just not a Vince Final Six. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to give an example.
Yeah. Anyway, Custodian, Brian Pillman Jr., aka American Okada, $9.99. Appreciate it. Went to Ring of Honor yesterday and it was so much fun. Crowd popped huge for Vikingo. There was this guy with a Celtics jersey on. We kept booing at him. Also, I'm better than Dom Mysterio.
Here's the thing.
Brian Pillman Jr. is better than Dom Mysterio.
If Dominik was...
Not right now, brother.
No, listen. If Dominik had the same gimmick and everything, right, but he had the physique of Bryan and even just the working ability of Bryan, which is literally just standard, he'd honestly be like...
He'd be a future world champion.
Yeah.
And I don't think Pillman Jr. is any good, son, but like, it's WWE,
he's okay.
Not being able to wrestle doesn't really matter in WWE, but like, if he just had because Brian Pillman Jr., like, he's not like Brian Cage or anything, but he's got big arms, he's got shoulders, like, you know, he looks like a wrestler.
Hey, yo, look at Austin Theory. Austin Theory is an average worker, but he's shredded and he's 6'2", and look at what he's getting. You know?
Yeah.
For triple two, $10. Appreciate it. This is the sacred holy WrestleMania during the month of Ramadan with a Muslim main event. We won.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, man. Dave Meltzer dropped earlier that the tag title match is going to main event tonight, which is to be honest, it's like
Obvious.
yeah, it's just kind of obvious, and it's like I think this year it would have been a case of women main eventing for the sake of women main eventing, And I know that obviously it looks good and everything, but it's just like I said, it would have been done.
Was that not the case last year?
Who was it? Who were the main events last year? Obviously, Roman and Brock was the second one.
Oh, not Heyman knows.
It was Kevin Owens and Steve Austin.
Yeah. So the women.
Nah, but the real match, like that wasn't a match. That was an angle.
Was. They wanted Charlotte and Ronda Rousey to main event initially.
Yeah, that would. You see, they even it's not even like it wasn't like the real main event. Like they literally advertised like the KO show as the main event of WrestleMania. Do you know what I mean? So
y'all like Stone Cold Steve
oh,
Austin?
shut the fuck up. Princess Diana $4.
I didn't even give that any. He was just like kill yourself.
Princess Diana $5.
He was like to die, bro.
That young man Austin Theory reminds me of my brother-in-law.
Oh, weak.
Wow.
Weak.
Wow.
Henry replies with $1.99 saying Diana Austin Theory was an Elizabeth supporter. That's crazy again. Yuzora Hart $2. I came to hear Ibu give NXT 4 stars off.
Yuzora, thank you for stopping by. I'll tell you what, I did think that there was 2 matches on the show that were 4 stars.
Oh my god!
I did.
You giving 4 stars to that main event?
No.
Okay. Oh wait, you already told me no. What's the other one other than the 5-way?
The Gargano and the 5-way.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine.
All right, let's fly through these cards. Let's do it Brian and Dave style. Fucking fly through them basically.
Yeah.
All right. So Vikingo and Commander, they just did Vikingo. They had the kind of match that Vikingo and Commander could only have. Just crazy feats of athleticism, loads of multiple spots that most people have never seen before. The crowd popped for all of it, and they really pushed the boat out, man. I think they went like 15 minutes or something, and they kept the pace and the heat up and the spots up the whole time. I thought it was really good.
Yo, shout out to Commander, because when that match was announced, like obviously I was very excited, but I was scared for Commander, bro. Cause just like Vikingo's like such a bigger star, and he's got these moves that like pop people so it's just like I thought that he was gonna get like overshadowed. And okay, we get to see Vikingo again. Who's this other dude? But Commander went out there, he went crazy, bro. He pulled out a whole bunch of shit. He did not shrink in the moment at all. It was a great match. I love that match.
Good shit, man. Ibu, you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, this was very reminiscent of the to me like a really modernized version of just the '95 Rey Psychosis matches, because it's like there's no defined heel or face here. There's no real story being told. It's just 2 guys who are ridiculously creative and talented and athletic, doing really innovative stuff to each other. And so I thought this was so cool in that respect, and I'm really happy for these guys because they got over huge and they came off like just absolute stars. And it just speaks to my earlier point about the LWO, which is that today's young luchadors that have promise get to just do their thing and be appreciated for it. So I love this opener.
Also, of course, since we're on the opener, it's worth getting out there and noting Nigel McGuinness, man. He was obviously it was great to see him. I fucking love Nigel. Maybe not quite as much as Manny the Hooper. Those of
I don't think anyone loves Nigel as much as Manny the Hooper.
Yeah, the Wrestle Purist faithful know all about that, but I fucking love Nigel, man. He's one of my favourite British wrestlers of all time, easily. So, and I like his commentary and stuff, and it was a shame to not hear him on commentary anymore in WWE and NXT for the past few months and stuff. And it seemed like he wanted to be active and do something with himself. So it's good that he was able to do this last night, and hopefully Tony brings him back on a bit more of a regular basis.
You think he ever laces them boots back up?
Nah.
Unfortunately.
It's not, when he's asked about it, he sounds like he don't even sound like he's really got the itch. Do you know what I mean? Like he say, even when he like tries to give the interview or something, like the recent quote was something like, everyone wants to write their own ending kind of thing, but there's just other parts of the business where I can offer more of myself to, which is obviously like the commentary and that kind of thing. So I think he's pretty happily done with the in-ring stuff at this point, but we'll see.
Nigel McGuinness, if you're listening to the Wrestle Purist WrestleMania pre-show, there's a lot of money to be made on Nigel McGuinness's last match. Like, you don't even officially got to be Ring of Honor, bro. You could do it through Conrad Promotions and shit, bro. There's a lot of money to be made.
I think it would take Nigel back a little bit to. I know we're spending a little minute on this now, but fuck it, Nigel, it's worth it. I think, like how modern fans are, especially like with the AEW audience, like they really appreciate kind of like that era of Ring of Honor and those guys.
Like they know Nigel and they love Nigel.
I think it would genuinely like take him back, just like the sort of reaction he would get if he did like really push himself out there and kind of like, get back in the ring or like just do something reminiscent of like, fucking Nigel,
I honestly don't I don't think he knows like how many people want to see him wrestle again. Like I don't like
that's what I mean.
I think if he does get cleared, a Claudio Nigel program that led to him revealing that he was cleared would be really, really cool.
He's awesome, man. As long as he's happy, he's doing fucking magic shows and shit, man. And, you know what I mean? Just as long as he's happy, bro. Fuck it, he's one of the greats, one of the great British wrestlers, absolutely. But right, so next up we had the Embassy. They retained against AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Metalik. This was, it was a good bit of fun. Don't think we have too much to say about it. So we'll move on to the women's title match, which was Athena versus Yuka Sakazaki. I like this because I just really enjoy just watching Athena at the minute. She's just in this zone as like a bully heel champion. Like,
she's amazing in this role, bro. Like, did she ever do anything like this in NXT?
She wasn't in this role. She was a babyface, and at her athletic peak, she was really, really good. This is a different kind of great though for her. Like she's not the athlete she is, but she's like a smarter worker now. She's a great heel. And she's figured out how to be like that. And so she's in a really good spot right now. And like Monty said, she's just in a zone where, like, I just really enjoy watching every match she has because she just beats the shit out of people.
Mm-hmm. She's great, man. I love Athena. Next up, we had the Ring of Honor World Television title. Samoa Joe defeating Mark Briscoe, which was, I think most people were surprised by this. Samoa Joe getting the win, choking out Mark Briscoe in front of his family. And, like, obviously...
in front of his kids and his nieces and nephews.
Yeah, there was tears and everything, and obviously, with Jay passing away earlier on in the year, it kind of felt set up to give Mark this sentimental moment in front of his family, and it's like we never got it, and it was just, I think AO said earlier, just like heartbreak, The match itself though was like
very good.
Yeah, considering that was the way that it was booked, like with with Joe going over, I thought they literally like played it perfectly. He was
hey man, I'm just gonna say,
brother,
Darby Allin has brought Samoa Joe back. Like Darby reminded Joe of who he is and who he could be, and the best style for him to work in like his, what is he like 45 now, 46, like his advanced age, wrestling wise, he's beat up body. Like Joe's him, man. Like the fact, oh my god, bro, keep getting tornado warnings, my fault, Joe.
Yo, the wind is going crazy in my backyard.
So, I was just gonna get lifted halfway through the pod.
So this is just like all over America, nigga?
I guess. Monty, I'm gonna tell you this about Joe. He is firmly just back right now, which is so cool to see. I felt like with the first Darby match, it's one of those things where it's just like Darby bumped his ass off for him and he made him look good. And it was cool to see Joe like use his aura and, work that way. But he's just in a zone right now too, which bodes super well for Ring of Honor. I love Joe. I thought this match had a nice emotional core to it with Mark. When Mark reached out to tag for Jay, that was super duper just like poignant.
Man.
That was super poignant. And yeah, man, I thought this match was great. Samoa Joe was awesome. The ending was like it was a bit of a downer. You know what I mean? It was a bit of a downer. This was an excellent match, I thought.
Yeah, man, it was really,
I feel
it
there's
was
a
good
story
shit.
to be told. I know
I'm sure there is.
Monty's pessimistic. He can't help it. He's British. It is what it is.
Right.
But I don't know, bro. Like am I gonna what would I rather have? Mark go over in that moment, or Mark working a program with Joe for like another 5 weeks? The program with Joe sound awesome, bro.
I'm gonna see where this goes, and I'm gonna see where this goes.
Yeah, that's all we can do, you know. All right, so next up we had
Monty thinks that TK is gonna like fire Mark, buy his home, then evict him from it, just leave him like shit, homeless and destitute.
Hey man,
He's like, I wouldn't put it past that old TK.
I won't put anything past TK, bro. Good and bad. He's crazy, bro. All right, so next up we had Tanner. Obviously, it's always great to see him in the US, man. It always pops me to see him in that environment, you know. But yeah, he was facing Daniel Garcia. He got the win there. Again, Garcia just kind of wrestling the match that he should have wrestled, you know. It popped me because he was working Tanner's knees, you know. And he worked it where like Tanner could just plug in his good little spots, you know, like his sling blades and his whatnots and you know all that kind of shit. But you know, Garcia kind of took the work rate, you know, if that makes sense, and he just done his thing really well as a heel in that position. And as always with Garcia, he really just knows his role, you know. And not in the sense of like he's wrestling people that are bigger names than him and he needs to put them over sort of thing, but like he wrestles to the right style of his opponents all the time. He's great, man. And obviously Tanahashi is like legitimately one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Obviously he's past it now, but he's still great. He's still legitimately great, and like I said, it's always great to see him in the US.
What I love about Daniel is he can have these very good matches without like trying too hard, if that makes any sense. A lot of these wrestlers they work these matches that are laid out to be Meltzer bait, so to speak, right? Like star ratings bait. And he just does his job, you know. And on this night, his job is to just be a punk that's trying to spoil Tanahashi's little visit to the United States in the Ring of Honor. And he did that, and it turned into a very good match because of it, not because it had like 17 near falls and shocked faces and things like that. So I enjoyed this.
Yeah, man. Shout out DG.
Oh, shout out DG, friend of the brand. He's got the brain of a 15-year vet, bro. Like he what a fucking worker, bro. Like he's great, bro. I don't know what to say about him, bro. He worked. Y'all said everything that needs to be said.
Exactly.
Shout out to DG.
Yeah, man. Keep giving him matches like the last two we had. You know what I mean? Hopefully he can win one of them soon. You know what I mean? Tanahashi and Cole, because those are big matches. Do you know what I mean? And obviously before that he main evented Rampage with Brody. So it's like keep giving him these prominent matches, but remember who he is, bro. Because remember, Tony, this was the guy that was definitely filling the shoes when he was feuding with Bryan Danielson not long ago. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, bro. I know
people were so invested into that program, bro. Like people it was. I'm not gonna say it was like elite level, but like people were like invested as hell into that DG, BCC, fucking Bryan Danielson program. So like he has like every tool to take the ball and run with it, man. Like,
he can fill the shoes, bro. I'm telling you, he can do it, man. But yeah, shout out DG. Alright, so next up we had the Reach for the Sky ladder match for the vacant ROH World Tag Team titles. Lucha Brothers getting the win in this one. Obviously it included Top Flight, Dante and Darius, of course. With, you know, there was an ugly spot where Dante was, I think Penta gave him like a Canadian or some shit. I can't remember the exact spot, and it was like to the outside onto a stack of ladders, and Dante just landed weird on his ankle and it twisted around and shit. It was quite gruesome, but if you get squeamish at those kind of things anyway. Yeah, so obviously hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he's back before too long, because it did look quite gnarly, but you know, hopefully it's just a break and it's not any like ligaments or tendons or anything like that, because that's when it gets really long. You know, if it's just a simple bone break,
if it's just a bone break,
it's just
it won't even be a year if it's just a bone break.
No, if it's just a bone break, it could be literally like 8 weeks. But yeah,
But
it's well, obviously we'll see, and obviously I hope he gets better
man,
sooner rather than later.
what a fucking match! I absolutely love this match. Hangman's gonna give a terrible take about how all ladder matches are bad. How he's an old man. How he wants to see some headlock takeovers from Dax fat ass Harwood and shit.
But now
But
hold on.
but what a match, bro! I love that match. I hate to see what happened to Dante. Friend of the brand, friend of Unpurist. Godspeed on a quick recovery. But yeah, man, I love that match. The spots were crazy. Everybody was able to showcase like their shit. Like people that cried about the OGK being there, they killed it, bro. Like put some respect on Kingdom's name, bro. They are great wrestlers. The reason why people soured on them is because they were over pushed as singles guys. It wasn't because they were bad or not a great tag team, bro. Like, and people who like just don't watch or never watched, but like AEW is like the popular thing online now. So like, okay, let me get the opinions from people who were watching at the time, so I could just cry about shit that I never seen before. It's kind of like it's like the people who cry about Jeff Jarrett. You were watching TNA, bro. Jeff Jarrett was a huge star. So I'm like, yeah, it sucked they didn't put more people over, but he was still awesome TV. So it's like you're crying about shit you didn't actually watch. And that's how I feel people feel about the OGK. And I'm glad that they went out there and had a great match. They had a great match in Final Battle last year, bro. And it's just like, shout out to them. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I did think that they worked really hard in this match. I think everybody worked really hard in this match. I hope Dante is okay, because it'd be really tragic if this was a serious injury for him. You know, top five have the worst of luck. This match wasn't my thing really, and you know, I'm just kind of mentally.
We get it, bro. You wanted to see some more rest holds.
No, it just wasn't super engaging for me, because I'm just kind of over ladder matches. But you know, that notwithstanding, everybody did work super hard and it got over crazy in the building. And I would totally understand if you were somebody that thought this was like one of the best matches of the year, because they did a lot of insane moves.
Yeah, my thing is I struggle with it because it's like I think it's at this point now I've watched so much wrestling and I watch so much wrestling from all different places. Do you know what I mean? And it's like I see all these different styles and stuff and these feats of athleticism that are just absurd, and it's always about like what's the next thing and what's the next thing and what's the next thing. That it almost desensitizes you to it. Do you know? And it's like when you get these matches like this, where it's like you're seeing all this crazy shit, and it's just I don't want to say like spot after spot, but it was, you know, like it was just big. Because when you use the word spot, people take it as negative, but it's just like it was high spot after high spot after high spot, and a lot of them were just like awesome, you know, and the crowd loved it and they were going crazy. But it's just like when it's just that, it's like it can wear on me when it goes 20 minutes like this one did. Do you know what I mean? Rather than it just kind of being a sprint. But at the same time, all that being said, I still massively appreciate the level of athleticism. It's just that it don't pull me in as much. But I think that's just because that's on me. Just being a fucking nerd that watches too much wrestling.
You know what needs to happen? You know what needs to happen? Ban ladder matches from the indies. All right. And then maybe we could appreciate these big TV ladder matches.
I actually agree with this. And I'm going to say that, honestly, AO and Monty, at this point, the modern wrestlers are so athletic that I think they've evolved past needing them in a lot of cases, to the point where, like, I watch, like, a Vikingo and Commander, and, like, I prefer that over this, to be honest. You know, like, that type of thing. Just
you just have bad opinions, so it is what it is. I love ladder matches. I always love ladder matches. We just got the greatest ladder match of all time last year, which was the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes versus the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara. All right? The greatest ladder match of all time. Do you
honestly believe this?
I honestly believe this.
Monty, let's go to the next match. Let's go to the next match.
That was the greatest ladder match of all time.
Absolutely.
But, I'm going to let you to cry. Hey, man, cry. That's what I mean. This is what I mean when I say you don't actually like Cody, bro. You just love the WWE.
No, because
you suckle the teeth of the World Wrestling Federation.
Sammy is not even a top 10 Cody match in AEW.
That's not even a top 10. You're about to tell me about Cody Rhodes against fucking Lance Archer or some bullshit. Suck a dick,
you know what? You know what? Cody versus Shawn Spears is better than that match.
All right, bro.
Anyway,
Hey, tomatoes in the chat for Hangman right now,
Nah.
everybody, please.
Whatever you got.
Tomatoes in the chat.
Whatever you got.
Don't play
Alright.
with me and Cody. I've always been a Cody fan, you moron.
Anyway.
What's the next match, Monty?
Shibata defeats Wheeler Yuta for the ROH Pure
Shout out
title.
to Shibata.
Yes, sir.
Again, he beat this man's ass and he won the Pure title. Shout out to him.
The wrestler is back, man. I love that
What's the
match. I
next
loved
match,
everything
Monty?
about that match.
Good shit, man. Yuta bit off more than he could chew.
Facts.
That's
Yeah.
literally what it. That's literally what it was. The
He
way they
fucked-
worked the match, the way the story was told, everything about it was literally just Yuta bit off more than he could chew.
Ever since
fucked around and
this
found
literally, because ever since like this BCC heel turn, Yuta's been like working this style where it's like, fuck you, I'm that nigga, and I'm gonna bully you. And he thought that he was gonna call out Shibata and bully him, and he was just trying to chop Shibata. He was eating that. He was like, I'm the wrestler, nigga. I eat those. And
Yeah,
he
straight
got
up.
his ass beat, bro. Like, it was a great match. I've been specifically, down on Yuta in the past, but I've loved everything he's done since the heel turn. He was put in a huge spot against Shibata, and he delivered. I liked it more than the Orange Cassidy match, and I'm a big Orange Cassidy fan. So
I
great
did too
match.
because Shibata was like meaner here.
yeah,
You know?
He's a
So-
beast, man. It was good shit, but right, main event, real big business. Talking now, real close to my heart. This stuff is,
Yeah.
Claudio defeats Eddie Kingston for the ROH World Championship. I loved just the feeling of this match. Like, as soon as it starts, like, Eddie's just wrestling with this like fucking not thought out recklessness and just just this anger, and I loved how when Claudio would get dragged into these reckless back and forths and the strike exchanges, Eddie would get him, do you know what I mean? And Claudio would have to recalibrate and go back to what he knows and what he's good at. Then obviously Claudio just started beating the shit out of Eddie, bro. And then it really we know that Eddie's got a bit of a bad back, in real life as a shoot, but he also plays it up for kayfabe, and he sells so well, bro. And it's just like,
Yes.
I
He's a
found
realistic
myself like worried about him, and when Claudio's getting him for that suplex that he does off the apron to the floor, I'm like, no,
Yeah.
he's gonna kill him, like.
Yo, so some more breaking news. WWE used footage from Auschwitz during the Mysterio's WrestleMania promo package.
What? What?
Bro,
I love how you said that breaking news as well. Like.
knowing Triple H, it's,
Oh my God.
it's not surprising, but
I'll have to see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
After we
I'm gonna send it to you. But this is 100%. Like,
There's a producer's gonna get fired then at that.
yeah, that's the end of him at WWE.
Yeah, whoever edited that shit's getting cooked. But Monty, your thoughts on the main event?
Yeah, like I was just saying, bro. It's like I'm seeing Eddie about to get fucking destroyed by the suplex to the floor from the apron. And it's just like I'm finding myself legitimately worried about him and shit. You know what I mean? And it's like that's the connection that you want with these matches. You want to feel something. Do you know what I mean? Then Claudio's just being a dick. Do you know what I mean? When he's slamming him with the gate and shit, and he's just, then the match is building, and they go to the finishing stretch, and like they really make you feel like, when Eddie kicks out the neutralizer at 1, and he just brings this like belief to the crowd erupts, and you're like, yeah, this might be Eddie's night. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you really buy into it, bro. It was fantastic wrestling. It really was.
If I was wearing a shirt during that match, I would have ripped it off multiple times, son. When he kicked out the neutralizer at 1, bro, I screamed. When Claudio no-sold that Hurricane, son, that's when he no-sold the first one. He's like, nigga, I eat those. That shit, bro. What a match, bro. Two real wrestlers.
I forgot how great Claudio is as a heel, because in
awesome.
WWE. His best wrestling was as a babyface, just being ridiculously athletic. But this is like indie Claudio, just being a piece of crap, and it was cool to see that. Eddie Kingston is just he's just so connectable,
And this was a show that I think up and down there was like heat. Like sometimes the crowd was down, sometimes they weren't. But for this match, when Eddie was like showing that he had a chance to really win, they got really into it.
Yeah.
And so I love this. The freaking the gut wrench suplex to the outside off the apron was a crazy.
What? That was a crazy high angle too. That nigga
high angle. And
my
Monty, to your
God.
point about Eddie Kingston selling, like he would try to pick up Claudio and suplex him or slam him, right? And he'd like, it's like his shoulders or his arms would give out, and it was so realistic that you thought he was botching, but he was just selling, and he'd be like, my back, or whatever, and just kind of crumple, and then Claudio
He
just like
fucking
uppercut.
rules, man.
Great stuff. I thought this match was great. I didn't expect, I'll tell you what, I didn't expect Eddie Kingston to win at any point, like
Yeah,
going
I
into
never
this,
thought that.
and yet, the way he lost, when he lost, it was so like just upsetting. Like I was like, man, and that's the power of Eddie Kingston. You know, he makes you believe in the moment, even though conventional wisdom is that he's not winning. And so I believed when he started to have have that chance at the end.
It's like that Punk match, bro. Like there was and even the Bryan match, the Danielson match, and the Punk match. Like Eddie is so like convincing. It's just like, yo, they really gonna give them this W, son? But you know.
Yeah,
It
man.
doesn't-
So
One of the best, bro. I truly believe he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Like,
I don't even want him to win the ROH World Title.
I want him to be.
I'm big platinum, baby. I need him with that big
He
belt.
makes you feel something, you know.
Yeah, I
He's the
agree.
man. But overall,
Yeah, I thought
go on,
this
Abel.
was a great show. A hotter crowd, and I would put this maybe closer to the level of Revolution. I wouldn't call this like the show of the year because Revolution is so tremendous to me.
I
Like,
definitely
don't
enjoyed
think
this more than Revolution.
What do you say?
I like this more than Revolution.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think it's on that level, but I think it's still really great. So consistent. I really like the majority of the wrestling on this event, and yeah, man, Ring of Honor. It's becoming that brand where it's like the big shows are can't miss. You can't miss these shows, you know. So this is a great outing.
yeah, man. Good show. Hopefully more of the same going forward, you know. We'll fly through NXT, you know, we'll give a quick...
I can give one big
sentence.
statement right now and then do it.
You know, we'll just fly through it and give a quick statement on each one.
Okay.
All right, so the show opens with, on the pre-show actually, the Shiza, the Rock's daughter, Simone Johnson, also known as Ava Raine in WWE. She made her in-ring debut in this 8-man tag. Yeah, man, it was pretty well structured until they done like a whole full-on angle in the last fucking 5 minutes of the match.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
Literally done like a whole segment, like in the finishing
Yeah.
stretch. But other than that, I thought it was actually quite well structured in the sense of like getting what you needed to get out of that tag match for the feud, you know. But yeah, man, Tyler Bate, you know, this is what he's doing. He's hanging around with Chase U, you know.
Yeah, I didn't watch the pre-show, but
Fair.
they were killing Ava Raine on the timeline, bro. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's like racially motivated or if like she's gotten into a stance. So that's why they don't like her,
It's the
bro.
magnifying glass as well, bro. You know, it's the Rock's daughter, so it's like, oh, she best be good. You know, it's
but Monty, I forgot the exact lore, but she has like some issue with Stan Twitter. Like she did something that they really.
God bless her, as long as she's not a racist or anything.
Yeah, as long as she's not a racist, God bless it.
Nothing like that.
Anyway, so okay, NXT Women's Title match, 6-way ladder match. Indy Hartwell isn't it NXT Women's Champion, and only Shawn Michaels fucking knows why. Obviously there was obviously all the weird stuff with Roxanne going into this, and didn't know if she was going to be cleared or not, and she eventually did, and she got added to the match. And obviously, as Ayo said, like, why add her to the match if she's just going to lose it? But it's not even that, bro. It's just like the choice of Indy Hartwell as
Tish Strat was right there, bro.
That's who I imagine is just going to beat her in a singles match straight up, and I don't think it'll be in too long if Shawn is... Well, to be fair, Shawn put the belt on Indy Hartwell in the first place. And I know I sound being very spiteful right now, but
bro, come on, man.
To be honest,
I like Indy.
She seems like a really nice person.
She seems like a nice person. She's funny. She's sexy, bro. Like it's just, she can't wrestle.
Monty, you didn't see how the Gargano match closed?
No.
So at the end of the match, the entire lineup of The Way all
Except
the
for Austin
match.
Theory.
That's not the. Yeah, I saw that. That was after the match, though.
So I honestly think they were just like, this is just going to be the Ways night, and
Yeah,
get
that's
that.
bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of that.
She
So
can't
seriously,
wrestle.
It
whatever.
wasn't
It's-
even look, bro. The way as a group wasn't even like that over or anything. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
they were in a pandemic, so we don't even know how people like felt about them. You know,
It's just whatever, bro. It's just.
I wasn't a fan of
But you know what the
the
worst thing is?
decade.
It's like a lot of people are worried about how this ladder match is going to turn out, and I thought the women involved actually done a pretty good job, except for
Yeah.
Indy when she fucking nearly killed Tish Strap with that fucking. Oh,
Spinebuster.
I
You
thought
wanna get
this ladder
spine-
match.
you wanna get
I
spine-
thought this was gonna be like a women's Money in the Bank 2021. What? I mean, none
Yeah.
of them are really good, but 2021 was like the disastrous year. Like,
Yeah.
and I thought that's how this was gonna end up, and it was definitely better than that. It's a shame that they try to paralyze Tish Strat. I don't know why they can't catch people in the PC.
It's crazy.
I've asked wrestlers. I asked Russell last night. I was like, "Yo, does catching people hurt?" And he's like, "No, not really. Like like maybe sometimes, but like usually it doesn't hurt."
Bro,
And
in pro wrestling, there's way too many people falling through like a group of people, and I don't get it.
it's insane, but yeah, keep up the pace.
Look, the match overachieved but I don't agree with the winner at all.
Yeah, like I said, she seems like a nice girl and everything, and you know, like people, a lot of WWE fans seem really into the Index stuff, but in terms of like her as an actual talent as a wrestler, bro, just like the idea of putting any sort of title on a singles title is like fucking absurd to me. All right, so next up, NXT Tag
she got to
Title.
bring back that phenomenal forearm.
Oh, bro. Gallus versus Three Bros versus D'Angelo family versus.
That's it. That's it.
That was it. Yeah, it was just triple threat.
Listen. Creed Brothers
all right.
won.
The Creed Bros looked good. Tony D looked good. I think Stacks did something that pops me.
Yeah.
I never want to ever see these Gallus people ever again in my entire life.
You know what's the funny thing about it, AO? They're not even like actively bad workers, and yet I don't know who they're for. I don't know what they're particularly great at. I don't get them. And so, yeah, they're like maybe the most boring champions in major wrestling at the
Get
moment.
them out of here, son. Like, what? I don't know what HBK is cooking, bro. But
I don't get Gallus.
and then they brought someone back, and it was supposed to be like a huge reveal. The crowd didn't know who he was. People online didn't know who he was. The only people who knew who he was are the British. Monty and Chark had to tell me who that dude was. So I was like. No, like, and HBK was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck the streets up with this one." You're really not,
with
bro.
Joe Coffey?
You're not, bro. Nobody knows who Joe Coffey is, son. Like, HBK, you're bad, and you should feel bad.
AO, I watched.
Yo,
Coffey
sorry to cut you off a
also.
bit. Let's keep it moving, bro.
Yeah.
Right, man. 5 minutes. Do you guys ever look at the time? Like, Jesus, we got 4 minutes.
Oh, Mania starts in 4 minutes.
Look, all right. So here's the
Yeah,
thing.
Ibu save it. Anyway, next one.
I'm
Wesley.
trying to move on, you bastard. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro.
Go.
As I'm actively trying to do. Wesley versus Axiom versus Dragon Lee versus Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough. Best match on the show, quite comfortably. I thought Wesley retained. Ilya needs calling up. Dragon Lee made a very good account of himself. Axiom can always slot him in pretty much anything. He's great. And JD's a pretty good wrestler, man. But whatever, good
Hey,
shit.
man. It was a good match. It was a good match, but
I thought it was a great
Big
match.
AO wins again. I thought I was gonna have to go into hiding over this match. I thought it was gonna be like a WWE match of the year contender, and it really wasn't, bro. It was just a good, fun match. And,
I to be honest, look. The ceiling of this on paper is a legit 5, but for it to be a 5, it would have to be perfectly laid out and executed. And I thought the beginning of this was like loosely laid out in that, like, if it almost felt like they were figuring out what to do on the fly at the beginning. Like it was just like, all right, me and you start fucking around. All right, me and you start fucking around. And then eventually they started getting their spots in. I thought everybody looked great here, and this was a great match. I thought it was a great match.
Gargano versus Grayson Waller, unsanctioned match. I was very tired today, and this was absolutely nothing against the match at all, because from what I saw in and out of sleep, this was actually pretty good, and it was heated and the broad a lot, and it had like a really good energy to it. But I can't really comment too much on it because, like I said, I was pretty tired and in and out of sleep whilst watching this. So, Ibu, take it away real quick.
Johnny Gargano went takeover mode on Grayson Waller of all people. The fans got into it. He did his superhuman kickouts. There were some big bumps through tables and weaponry and things like that. Candice jumped the barricade to attack him. There's a lot of kendo sticks and chairs, a lot of tables. Gargano was very over in the building. A lot of Johnny wrestling chants, and he got the win with a Gargano escape after Pillmanizing him. So I thought this was actually the best match of the show. To be honest,
It was. What I'll say is, I think Grayson Waller is shitter. Johnny Gargano, Johnny Gargano has not had the best run on the main roster. He hasn't had a good run on the main roster at all, really. So he's gotten a lot of haters because of that.
You know?
He's gotten a lot of haters because of that. And I think, with the performance he had tonight, he's pretty much like, yo, y'all can suck my dick, bro. I'm Johnny Wrestling.
Yeah,
and hopefully he could learn, like, now that he's on the main roster and had a match like this, he can, transition this type of confidence and energy and all that to the main roster. I don't got agendas against Johnny Gargano.
So here's the deal. We have 120 seconds. The women's tag was nothing. And regarding the main event, I thought Braun Breaker looked like a main roster wrestler. I thought he projected very well.
He carries himself really well, the both do, to be honest.
Yeah. The entrances were good. It was encouraging that the crowd was very into this main event. I like the beginning. I thought the heat section after that I could have done without, and I don't really need it. But the closing stretch was heated. Monty, and I agree with Monty in that the interference ref bump stuff was a little shoddy, especially since Braun Breaker had no problem with it afterwards when he crowned Mello. But I thought this was a good main event. I don't know what you guys thought about it, but I thought the match was good.
I thought it was decent. I thought, obviously, anyone who was expecting any major fireworks and career-defining match was kind of maybe overshooting their expectations a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of delivered to the level that I thought it was, but it was kind of it was a nice little match,
Mm-hmm.
The crowd was into it. Mello got his crowning moment.
Shout out to Mello.
There was a couple of structural issues, I thought. You pretty much mentioned them as well. So, it kind of was what it was. Good for Mello, though.
Look, man, this was never, even on both of their best, this was never going to be a 5-star match. But I don't think they had the best match that they could have. I don't think it was very good at all.
I agree, actually.
I give it like a 3.25. I thought it was very boring at parts. I'm not even being spiteful, bro. It's my
3.25 at least.
I give it like 3.25. 3.25.
I went 3.5 on it.
I think people were really looking forward to this match for a very long time, and they did not deliver on that. But luckily for them, WWE fans don't actually like wrestling. And Mello won, so they're happy. So, if WWE fans are happy, Mello's champ, hey, bro, it's all good.
Yeah, going into a new, I wouldn't say a completely new era, but a new phase, a new chapter of NXT at least. So we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, that was the Supercard of Honor review, NXT Stand and Deliver review. Got a couple super chats, and we're going to get straight out of here because Mania is literally starting right as we're speaking. So MVP,
oh my fucking god,
$4.99. Appreciate you. Happy to see Wrestle Purists inviting my guy AO Moss on their show, but I hope you're preparing for the big match against Brock tomorrow, my brother. Come on, man.
This is literally xenophobic, but and bald phobic. But we're gonna continue.
This is worse. We got Andrew. No. He says I'm free. Ibu, thanks for your support. Look, Ibu dick, bro.
Ibu
Andrew,
bailed him out of jail.
I'm free. Ibu, thanks for your support. Tony Khan should counter tonight's main event a tag match with his own main event tag team pay-per-view match. Bucks versus FTR3. That's a Hustler University graduate.
Yeah, I think all three of us can agree that Dax Harwood is objectively a worse person than Andrew Tate.
No comment on that. Andrew, congratulations on your freedom.
Why are you congratulating the sex trafficker on their freedom?
Andrew Tate, no congratulations on your freedom, but I think you should get it.
Go with this nigga.
Thanks for the $10.
Yeah, thank you for the $10.
$10, I think you should get a haircut.
But yeah, man, WrestleMania, like I said, we've got national anthem about to be sung. Mania's here. I hope everyone enjoys it the next 2 days, and
I won't.
I hope you enjoy AO's tweets.
Enjoy my tweets. Turn my post notifications on.
And yeah, man, please like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate all the super chats, as we always do. And we'll catch you tomorrow when we're going to review this And yeah, man, peace out.
We out.